All right, I want to do a really quick video today about a company that kind of gives us a little bit of a mixed view in terms of how we should approach this. We're looking at Tesla, Elon Musk's other company, okay? This stock is down about 57%, a little more than that today, actually, year to date. I'm about 5 minutes from the market closing on Monday, December 19th. So we're looking at between 57 and 58% down year to date. The stock declined 0.24% today. So not too bad. If we pop over here to a 5-minute, we see some optimism at the beginning of the day. There's some news that maybe Musk would step down from Twitter, from his role as CEO of Twitter. And the thought being he could focus more attention on Tesla, then kind of reality set in. A little more optimism there, a little bit into the session. That was about 1:25 Eastern, so a couple hours ago. And then you see kind of settling out again. You know, the third largest individual shareholder of Tesla, who is an Indonesian gentleman, he said over the weekend that he believes Musk should step down from his role as CEO of Tesla. Senator Elizabeth Warren, who actually is very well known, no matter what you think of her, she's been very well known in the past for consumer protections. She actually stepped up for the shareholders of Twitter, sent a letter to the chair of the board of Twitter, and suggested that Musk perhaps is not adhering to his fiduciary duty. He has been selling his Tesla shares. Did I say board of Twitter a second ago? She sent a letter to the board of Tesla suggesting that Musk may not be adhering to his fiduciary duty for Tesla. He sold shares back here on December 12th, 13th, and 14th. So that was last week. You do see big declines on that day. The stock declined 6.27% on the 12th, 4.09% on the 13th, and another 2.58% on the 14th. Now, nothing wrong per se with insider trading, but the issue that Warren was bringing up, which I can see the point here, I agree with this, is that he's actually creating a conflict of interest by selling shares of Tesla, driving down the price. So who does that harm? The shareholders of Tesla, driving down the price to finance this other little hobby of his. It's social media. Also, what conflicts of interest are there if he's in charge of what advertisers come in? Can he bar other advertisers that compete with Tesla? I mean, there's just a whole lot of cans of worms here that are being opened. And it's a very valid point. Again, I don't care what you think about Elizabeth Warren. She is making some very valid points on behalf of shareholders, capitalist shareholders in a publicly traded company. So you're seeing what's going on here with Tesla. Now, let me show you the pro case of Tesla. Right now, analysts are looking at an earnings increase of 81% this year. This year is mostly done. The company's reported 3 quarters. We're almost to the end. You know what? A week left, week and a half left in the fourth quarter of 2022. 40% earnings increase next year. That's what you really got to look at here. That has been revised downward. Okay, we can see that. You do see very good earnings revenue history right here. Very good earnings growth. It has slowed though, right? Been slowing a little bit from that 288, although then it rose again, but it's down to 58% growth, 69% earnings growth most recently. You know, on the one hand, there is some optimism. You do have a pretty high PE ratio, even despite this big decline. You've got there's your PE ratio, I mean, really through the roof, 40 to 329. So that's kind of growth on steroids right there. Very strong return on equity of 29%. So there are some pluses. In my opinion, Elon Musk is not fit to be the CEO of Tesla. He's too distracted, too mercurial. I think his behaviors on Twitter, the things we've seen him tweet, and I'm not talking about the politics. I'm just talking about banning people that disagree with him. What's up with that? that really shows somebody with a very fragile ego who doesn't have the emotional, really, wherewithal to be the CEO of a publicly traded company. I mean, everybody's human, everybody has emotions, but this guy shows that he has a very fragile very fragile ego. And is that who you want here as the CEO of Tesla? I think the board should look at this very, very carefully and not assume that if he if he hands over the job of CEO of Twitter to somebody else, will he be fully engaged and a rational actor at Tesla? I say no. I think the Tesla board should take some action over here. This company has a lot of potential. They've got engines. They could get into boats, motorcycles. They are getting into trucks. They've got to deal with Pepsi right now, who's rolling out some Tesla trucks. So there is so much potential in this company. You need a steady hand at the helm. So that's what's happening with Tesla today. I'm actually writing an article about this for Market Beat that should be published on Tuesday. And once that's up, I will also link to that. All right. Thank you so much for watching today.